What's up, everybody? We're back with another Hack the Box Academy video. Today we're going to be doing web requests. I'm trying to get through some of the other more, I don't want to say less interesting, but some of the more informational modules, because some of these are required for some of the other. I think the bash one requires web requests or something. I don't know, but this is one of the prerequisites for some of the other ones that I wanted to do. So in this module, it's going to introduce key fundamentals that must be mastered to be successful in information security. Understanding web requests is essential for understanding how web applications work, which is necessary before attempting to attack or secure any web application. This makes this module the very first step in web application penetration testing. So couple good things here. HTTP, HTTPS, requests, headers. I imagine it's going to go through maybe some packet stuff. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and read through this, and then actually we can go to the actual page here. So yeah, here's like the breakdown of a URL. A lot of good stuff here. So we're going to read through this, and then as soon as we get done, we'll come back. Okay, so we finished reading all this. I'm going to start an instance while I talk. So what this basically went over was a breakdown of like a regular URL that you type in. The section you usually will only use is the Steam and the host, which is the HTTP or HTTPS, and then the for example here, inlinefreight.com or come on. I've been signed out. I've been inactive for so long because I was falling asleep at my desk, and I woke up by playing Diablo 4, but then 2 hours later I realized that I should probably finish recording the rest of this.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so the only things you ever do as far as going to a website is typing in the Steam and the host. Sometimes the port if you're trying to go somewhere else. Like in a lot of the capture the flags, CTFs, you'll end up using different ports or going to different ports or what have you. But the other parts of a website, like the user, where you're doing the user info, the admin, and the password, and it lists all that stuff here. Your path if you're going somewhere else, like for example in the CTS where you do like robot.txt or like in this case index.html, and it also goes over the flow when you type in a website. Oh, where is inlinefreight.com? Oh, it's at IP address 152.153.81.14, and then you do your request out, and then you get your request back. Then it goes over curl, which I have used before in some vulnerable machines. It's pretty cool. It's a like it says here, command line tool and library that primarily supports HTTP along with many other protocols. But yeah, you can find like information about the host that you type in and any corresponding what are those called again? Any corresponding paths. Excuse me. Then here's all the things you can add to it. And I'm sorry if I'm not making much sense. I'm tired. So tired. I got too distracted in Diablo. But okay, so let's see. What does it want us to do? Get the flag start. The above exercise, then use curl to download the file returned by download.php in the server shown above. Okay. And then it was yes, nice. Ooh, I Wireshark. I have a very brief. Is that Wireshark? What's it? Wireshark. Okay. All right, so we're gonna read through this, and then we will be back when we get to some more questions. Okay, so we're back. We read through all this stuff. I read through it today, I think, while I was working. So it goes over HTTP requests. It talks about responses and all the stuff that you get, the information that you get by going to like the network section of the I can't remember what it's called now. Like when you inspect the page and you can see all the info there. If you go to network, you can see this kind of information there. I'll post a screenshot. You can see all this kind of information there. Oh, DevTools, that's what it was. If you go into the DevTools by pressing F12 or Control-Shift-I apparently, and you go to the network tab, you can see all sorts of information about the website you're on and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the questions. All right, so the first question: what is the HTTP method used while intercepting the request? It's just a man in the middle, right? Unless it's curl. Maybe it's curl. But I feel like it's man in the middle. Oh, right here. So get. So ours is. So get. That's what ours is. Okay, send a GET request to the above server and get the response headers to find which version of Apache running on the server, then submit the answer. Okay. I should just be able to get that information from here, right? Send a GET request to the above server and read the response headers to find the version. Or maybe I can do that in the browser. Maybe I can do it there. Let me try that. I want to try that too, but I think I can do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this right here, the HTTP 1.1 answer format. Okay, HTTP/1.1. I think that was the format. Oh, right here. It was kind of close. Same format, but just not the right answer. Alright, you don't want Apache in there, right? There we go. So it's a little bit finicky about how it wants it. So, okay, so we're back. We finished reading through all this. We went over HTTP headers. This talks about general headers, entity headers, request headers, response headers, and security headers. Each of them goes into detail about different things, contents. So like general headers has date and connection headers in it. So it'll show the date, it'll show the connection closed or keep alive or whatever. Entity headers, request headers. I'm not going to go through all these individually because I don't know entirely what these mean. It's going to take a little more research on my end. Response headers, security headers, and then it kind of goes back into curl and talks about a couple of different commands like -I to send a head request and only displays the response headers. -I is going to display the headers and the response body. And I think there was another one, -A. I think it talks about, yeah, -A to set our user agent. And then it talks about DevTools again, which we utilized in the last one to talk about, or to show the types of information that we can get from going to like websites, domain, the method, the status, yeah, that was pretty. It was pretty straightforward. Took a bunch of notes on my end too, so hopefully we'll be able to go through some of this stuff a little more in the future, because I want to kind of understand all of this. Like I understood it reading it and what a lot of it does and means, but yeah, there's a lot going on here in these descriptions. So our question is: the server above loads the flat after the page is loaded. Use the network tab in the browser DevTools to see what requests are made by the page and find the request to the flag. Whoa. That's interesting. Yep, and here's our flag. We just copy that. How do we... Alright, so let's see. The server above loads the flag after the page is loaded. Use the network tab to see what requests are made by the page and find the request flag. Find the request to the flag. So maybe it doesn't want that. Maybe it wants... Oh. There it is. Nice. All right, we'll be back as soon as we finish reading this. Okay, so we read through this. This was kind of... So we went through HTTP methods and codes, went through all these types of things like get, post, hid, put, delete, and request methods. Went through all these things too, like 200 OK, 302 found, 400 bad request, 404 not found, 500 internal server error. I run into all sorts of like 500 errors at work. Kind of cool to see, like, to kind of just see it all. Like 50, I feel like 505 we get at work, and 504, just the different kind of errors when accessing things that are server based, like our systems and whatnot. And And then the next page goes into a little bit like process, like using curl to access servers, but also use like logins like admin, and you can get access to things like in your curl command itself. Like here using the -u for a for like user information, user login, and server IP and port. Like if you go to the website and you land on like a login page, you can log in to the website through the command, the curl command, which is kind of cool. And a couple of different ways you can do it. Like you can use a hash value here of admin, and you can log in that way too using a base 64. Okay, answer the question. Get says above seems to be broken as it returns incorrect results. Use the browser dev tools to see what is the request it is sending when we search, and use curl to search for flag and obtain the flag. It seems pretty straightforward, so hopefully we can do it. Okay, so HSS seems to be broken as it returns incorrect results. Use the browser tools to see what is the request it is sending when we search, and use curl to search for the flag. Alright, so this, I'm struggling with this for some reason. Cheat sheet. So I need to find a flag. It's interesting that that pulls up whenever I search. Well, there you go. You can search whatever you want in there. Nice. Okay, so we're back. We read through all the post stuff here. This was actually pretty cool. It goes through how you can use like login forms and get information from that, the benefits of using post versus get, where get is all done in the URL, I believe, and post is done, the parameters are within the HTTP request body. So you can go into like the console itself and do all this stuff there. So here we do the same thing as we did in the get request. We're on a login page here, but instead it's PHP login and login form, and just instead of a HTTP, which I gotta look into the differences of those as far as being able to tell PHP versus HTTP. So we can log in the same way using the admin, and if you're in the console, you'll see the requests come through like the network console. But in this one, it talks about how you can go to the request and see, like when you type in admin, you can get the login information here in plain text in the post, in the request here. Yeah, and then it'll show the username and the password that you entered. And then you can go ahead and do the curl request to pull information from that. So if you go and do a curl request utilizing the IP address and the port using this username and password, you can get in and access the I guess the website, the server, after you've logged in. So like you type in the username here and the password here with the server, and it'll tell you type a city name. So it's like bypassing the username and password, which is kind of cool. This also talks about using authenticated cookies to log in. I thought this was pretty cool. So like once you go and you get a cookie from that session, you can then do a curl request with the username and password, and you can also add the session cookie that you get, this PHP session ID, and log in that way as well without a admin password and username, which was kind of cool. So it's like it already knows that this session is usable, so you could log in with just this session and still get the same type of city name and, you know, hit enter like we did up here with the username and password. We can do the same thing down here with the session ID. I was actually kind of blown away by that. It was pretty cool. Scrolling down farther, the JSON data, I went through this too. This threw me off a little bit because of this command down here that it has you search, but I think I just had it wrong. Something, I can't remember how I got it. Oh, I was typing this london.uk that's right here. I was typing that into my curl command, whereas that's actually the result of this command. They have it separated kind of weird because it goes in with the gray text here. I thought that this also had to be added, but that's just the result of this command. And that actually just dawned on me now, so I'm glad I figured that out. And then the fetch thing you can use, and here you copy as fetch, and then run all this in the console. Run the copied text in the console, and you can get the same result here, this JSON london.uk, whatever. So now I actually did something different this time too. I went through this live in a session, like a command line, and just went through the tutorial so I could process it a little better. Because before I was getting down here to the question and then having to go back and read all this and whatnot. But now that I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing, I can maybe have to read it less. So obtain a session cookie through a valid login, and then use the cookie with curl to search for the flag through a JSON post request to search.php. Okay, so I kind of already have an idea, I think, on what to do. And let me get this up here. Okay, so this is gonna take us to so we can get in with that. So let's go back to the question. Obtain a session cookie through a valid login, and then use the cookie with curl to search for the flag through a JSON post request search.php. Okay, so I think what we need to do, this command doesn't have anything to search for. It has a session ID, and it has, you know, whatever content, and it has the server and the search PHP, but it doesn't have anything to search for like it does with Search London and whatnot. So I think that's the issue. So let's see. So we do Search London, but change it to flag. Yep, there we go. see if that's what it wants. Yes, perfect. All right, we're gonna read through this, then we're gonna come down to the questions. Okay, so we read through all this. CRUD API, create, read, update, and delete. It's all the processes you can do with entries and databases. It's pretty cool. Cool processes with all this. The syntax is kind of annoying. A lot of semicolons and curly braces and parentheses and stuff, but this goes through all the different methods. So like here you can read whatever's there, curl, and then your server IP, and then your port, and then API.php and city. In this example, it's a database of city names, so you can pull up specific cities, which is kind of cool. With create, you can create your own. So like in this instance, we created HTB city. And that syntax here. Updating, same kind of thing, except you can change the names of cities in particular. So if you created HTB city and you put a typo, you could edit the name, or in this case, the example, you could edit the London entry and turn it into new HTB city. Like if you wanted to change the name entirely, you could do that as well. And then delete, same kind of thing. You're just deleting your entries. But it was pretty cool going through all this process. But now we have a question down here. So first, try to update any city's name to be flag. Delete any city. Once done, search for a city named flag to get the flag. Okay, so we previously, when I was going through the reading, I did follow along in the virtual machine, and but kind of already have an idea on how to do this. Okay, so I have Notepad, and it wants us to edit a city name. We can pipe it to JQ, and it'll give us all of it in a nice little setup. So we want to change the name to flag, then delete a city. So let's change one of the names. So curl, let me do it this way so I don't have to keep doing the IP address every time. Curl. What was it? Oh, what's the thing? It was put. Right, -D. No, I don't need -D. And then city, let's just do like Baltimore. Now it's -D. Oh, this ridiculous syntax. I have to copy and paste it. Let's see how long this takes. All right. Oh wait, we gotta change it to flag. City. Did I forget a quote somewhere? So, forgot one right here. So if you ever get it to hang like that, where it just shows the greater than sign, you probably forgot a bracket. I'm sure there's an easier way to close that when it happens. I just clear out of all of it and then redo whatever I'm doing. Okay, so now Baltimore should be replaced with flag. As you can see, Baltimore is not there. And flag is there. So now it wants us to delete. Sorry, I don't want to go back. I'm so tired of switching screens and having to like readjust the size of the screen. Because every time I go to the other tab to show the other screen and then come back to this one, it's not full screen anymore. It's just annoying. Just annoyed me. And now Los Angeles. Oh, why is Los Angeles still there? Okay, that one's gone. Leicester, however you pronounce it. Okay, first try to update any city's name to be flagged, then delete any city. We did, and we did. Once done, search for a city named flag to get the flag. I guess not. So does it? The one I did was capital. I searched for that already and it brought up country name, HTTP, and city name flag. I didn't do anything different though. It's interesting. I wonder if it like has to meet that criteria or something. That's interesting. Yay, we finished. That one was fun. Learned a lot of interesting stuff about web requests and like the CRUD stuff and the JSON and HTTP and HTTPS in general, APIs, HTTP methods, response codes like the 400 errors and the 500 errors, and lots of interesting stuff. So I don't know which one we're gonna do next. In order to play the content below, you need to have an active subscription. Yeah, this is the interesting thing too. Hack the Bots Academy and the regular Hack the Bots are two different subscriptions, so I don't know. I do the free ones that I can over on the regular Hack the Bots site, like the machines and stuff, and that they have there. I'll eventually get a subscription to it as well, because I want to go back and forth, like do a couple of the Academy ones, then do a couple of the boxes and all that fun stuff. But if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next video.